Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video on my basic makeup routine, just things that are like basics as far as makeup, especially for those that are just starting out on makeup. They have no idea where to start, what to do first. Do I put my eyes on first? Do I put my blush on first? Do I put my lips on first? So I am going to do this video for you guys. This is basically like my opinion of like what I think should be first, what I think should be last, and why. So I am going to lightly explain. I don't want this video to be too long, but I'm going to explain like why I do like things that I do, why I take the routine in the order that I do. So if you guys would like to see that video, please stay tuned. Okay, so I washed my face. I put toner on my face. I moisturized my face. I put a little bit of eye cream on. This is my mirror you see right here. I put a little bit of eye cream, and so I don't have anything else on my face. I don't have any makeup, BB cream, foundation, mascara, none of that. Just chapstick on my lips. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. When starting out putting on makeup, I think a primer is important. That's just me, probably because I'm oily, and so I need something. I feel like I need something that will keep my oil at bay. The toner does that, and the whole purpose of this video is to do one step per part on your face. So your brows, you don't have to fill them in and then put on gel and then concealer. Like I'm just gonna like put gel on my brows and it has color in it. For my eyes, I'm just going to put something in the crease and a lid shade. Like I'm not going to do all the extra stuff. This is for beginners. So if you guys are like, she should have did this and she should have did that, this is for beginners, for people that have no idea how to put on makeup. So because I was just there 2 years ago, I kind of can go back and say, if I had known these steps, it would have been easy for me to start. But all I did was get on YouTube and Google it. Some people don't know to do that. I seen a girl in Walmart today. This video is inspired by her, and she asked me a question. She said, am I supposed to use my fingers or a brush when I apply my foundation? And so I just went in. I was like, okay, she don't even know that I could stand here and talk for hours about makeup, but let somebody ask me about hair, act like I don't understand English. That's just, I don't know. But so yeah, the whole point is to just do one step per item on your face, if that makes sense. So, all right. The primer, I'm going to use the Smashbox primer water. I actually have a bigger one. It's new, but I'm trying to use this one up first. So I'm going to spray this. And sometimes I'll use two primers, like a cream and a liquid, but today we're just gonna do the basics. So I feel like this is, you know, a very important step. The primer is gonna help your makeup stay on better. It's gonna help your makeup not slide around your face, stick better, and look better. And so now I'm going to use my, as far as foundation, let that dry so you won't have streaky foundation. And I am actually going to use one of two of my favorite drugstore foundations. This is the L'Oreal True Match, and I am in the color W8. I am also in the color C7 when I can buy like two different ones, and I can use either that one or this one, but I kind of prefer this one because I have yellow undertones, so this one matches better. The other one, I think it'll do better in the winter time because I'm not as dark. This is my other favorite, and this is actually the one that I directed the girl to that I seen in Walmart. I was telling her about this one. It's good to apply with the fingers, and I think this is good to apply with the fingers too. So nowadays I apply most of my foundations with a brush, but sometimes I'll still go back to it. So we're going to put this on. And I just take my finger and kind of do like this and just do that. And it puts about that much on your finger. And I don't use a lot when I use my finger because I don't want it to be streaky. So we'll use about that much. And this bottle is almost empty. I need to get another one because I Love that foundation. Okay, so next what I do is I'll take my fingers, and I normally like to use these three, and I'll just kind of take and do in circular motions, like as if I'm putting on a moisturizer. And you kind of want to just move from section to section. And you don't want to rub until it's like totally dry. Like you want to rub while it still feels a little wet, because you don't want to drag your skin. That causes wrinkles and stretching. We don't want that. So put it everywhere. Don't forget the little crevices, like right in the corner of your eyes, right here where it's dark. You don't want that to be. You want to get right here, around your nose, around the edges. I like to do around the corners of my mouth so I won't see all that darkness from where the skin kind of bunches up. And then just kind of lightly rub it down the neck just so you won't have that line. And get around the hairline real good. And there you go. So it's pretty well blended, and I think that primers are very important. Whatever you do, that's not a step that I skip at any time. I don't care how basic my makeup is. I always use a primer for my skin and a primer for my eyelids. I don't care what's going down. I need primer because I'm oily, so primer helps everything stick better. All right, next we're going to move on. Normally I would go to the contouring and the bronzing, but we're going to skip that step with the basic makeup, and I'm just going to go straight to my eyelids. So I am going to use my Urban Decay primer potion. This is a pretty good one to use. Another one that I could use is the Lorac Behind the Scenes primer. I like to use Max Painterly, and you can use this all over the lid from the lash line up to the brows. And you can use that all over. It'll give nice coverage depending on your skin tone. You don't want to use it if you're like a darker skin tone, because then it will look white and ghostly on your lids. So another one you can use is a paint pot called Quite Natural. That one's a little darker. It looks kind of like peanut butter, but this one has a clear color tone to it, so it's a good one to use all over. So basically you want to put this all over your lid, from your lash line up to your brow. And I like to keep it within from here to here, like from the top, from the front of the eyebrow down to the corner of the eye. I don't like to go outside of that area because then it just gets kind of messy. Kind of OCD when I put on my makeup. Like, it looks so neat because it's neat me putting it on. Like, that makes a difference. Your foundation has to be neat. Your skin has to be clean and clear. Some people like to put on foundation and concealer. They go through concealer like crazy because they're always covering up all their bumps. And you know, if your skin needs attention, give it. If it's something you put on your face that's causing breakage, you know, causing it to break out, figure out what it is, because makeup is not pretty on top of skin that is jacked up with bumps. Unless you have an acne issue, then they have acne foundations for that don't cause acne, or that don't allow you to be broken out by the foundation. So you gotta figure it out, get that foundational piece right so that your makeup is pretty and flawless. Makeup is made to enhance, not cover up your imperfections. You can blur them, you can cover them, but only to an extent, because really the more stuff you pile on it, the more texture it adds, and it like shows up even more. So that's something I always tell people to think about when you're putting on makeup. So we just put that on. And a step that I feel like I have to do to help me blend better, and I feel like this is a step for beginners because it does help blend, you can either put down a skin colored eyeshadow all over the lid, where everywhere you put the primer potion, or you can use like a translucent shade, like some kind of powder, some kind of blending silky smooth powder. This is the NARS translucent crystal powder, and this one is the Makeup Forever one. It's pretty much the same thing. Some people use that to set their under eyes with, put it all over their face. I don't like it for that at all. I just use MAC sheer powder for that, and I'm going to skip that step because, you know, I don't feel like that's necessary. If you are super oily or you like to set your foundation, that's something that you're used to doing, like say if you just wear foundation but nothing else, you can always still do that step. Is just take a finishing or setting powder and just go ahead and set. You just take a powder brush and you just dust that all over your face, and it sets your foundation in place. So that's a step you can do if you want, but I'm going to skip it because I have a BB cream and it's not too luminous, so I'm going to skip that. But this powder is white, and I'm just going to take an e.l.f. kind of a fluffy brush. It's kind of tapered, and I just rub that in there, and then I just put that on my whole area, even though I'm not going to do as much as I normally do. So I put that all over my lid like that. And what that does is allows for smooth blending. Like if you touch that stuff and do like this, it feels so silicone-y and slick that as soon as you put the powder on, in the first few swipes, the eyeshadows are basically blended. So that's why I love this stuff. This is a step that I do not like to skip. Then we're going to go in with a transition shade. We're just going to use 2 colors on the lid. Depending on how advanced you are, you can go a little deeper. You can do a transition shade, a crease shade, a lid shade, and an outer V shade. I'm just going to be doing a crease shade and a lid shade because, again, this is for basics. This is for beginners. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. But depending on how advanced you are, you can go ahead and take the other 2 steps. And I am actually going to be using this color right here. It's called Dreamer. And this is a good transition shade. This will stand for my crease and my transition. And actually you can use, you can mix that with a dark shade, and it can be your crease and your transition shade if you want it darker than a normal transition shade. So I'm just taking that and putting that in my crease transition area. And that is everywhere but on the lid. Let me zoom you in. Kind of see how that has a little bit of color to it. And so basically what I'm doing is the crease is right here where your eye folds. This is your mobile lid, the part that moves up and down when you blink. From here up is stationary, like it does not move. So I'm basically taking this color and I'm going in windshield wiper motions around your mobile lid. So we're saving this from the crease down for another shade. That's going to be your lid shade. And then your outer V, when you hear people talk about outer V, that's from the crease out to the edge of the eye and back in here. So I have videos where I talk about the outer V area, but that calls for a little more blending and a little bit more skill. So we're going to skip that for now, and we'll move on to that in another video. So I'm going in with my Dreamer on this eye, and I just start right where the edge of my eye is, and I just go to my nose. You don't want to be messy with putting this color on, because however you put it on is how it's going to look. And you put on primer already, so once you put it on, it's going to stay since you have on primer. So you have to be very careful in your application of your color. Control your brush. And I always say the movement is in the wrist, like you don't want to move your arm. You want to keep your arm still and then just move your wrist like that. So I like to place it where I want, and then I like to put it on and go in windshield wiper motions. And some people, depending on your eye shape, you can go straight in across. You can go up and down. You can do just kind of the outer part right here. It just really depends on what type of look you're going for. In makeup, it's just, there are really no wrongs once you have your foundational pieces together. You can use liquid lipstick for eyeliner. You can use eyeshadow for a blush. You can use anything. You can do any kind of way you want. So I'm going to go in with one more layer on both sides. I'm one of those type of people that like to be able to see my makeup when I put it on. It's like I pay all this money for it. I want to be able to see it. So I'm just going to go in with one more layer. And if I were you guys, I would start off with neutral tones first so that you can see how to blend. Because you can always use your foundation, your powder foundations, to correct any areas. You just go in with the Skin Color foundation, and you can just take a brush like this, a fluffy brush, and just go ahead and blend. And the other thing too is I'm actually using a Morphe E30 brush, but it's fluffy at the tip. It's like a light bulb kinda, but it's very fluffy. And this part right here is round. It's just tapered just a little bit, but for the most part it's round. You don't want to really use brushes like this for your lid. I mean, for your lid we're going to use this one, but this is for angled liner. Like, to blend, your brushes need to be fluffy like this, like a light bulb. And then this is like a flat brush. See how the ferrule is squeezed right there? This is what you want to use to apply your lid shape, because it's kind of the shape of, and it just makes it easy to put on that lid shade, just like that. And then a good brush for the outer V is these kind of brushes. They're fluffy, but when you turn them to the side, they're flat, squeezed in. So that allows for precise application. It's not as big as this one. See, this one's much more fluffier, and it's denser too. These are like loose fluffy. So you can kind of take that brush and you can really get in the outer V like that with a dark color. And that kind of helps bring shadow to the eye, so that the colors kind of radiate across the eye. But we're not going to do that for this video. We will save that for another video. So I'm going to make sure and see how you can tell it didn't take much work to get those colors to blend. But without this, when you put on a cream on your eyes, the Urban Decay, any kind of cream, because it's cream and you're putting on powder, you're going to have blotches. It's not going to be a smooth transition. So that's why I say you need some type of translucent powder or a natural color eyeshadow. You can even put your foundation, powder foundation up there. You just need something to lay down and set that that cream primer with. So that's just my opinion. It makes it easier. You know, if you do the work on the back end, on the front end, you won't have to do that much. So we just use this. And this is the Tartelette Tarte palette. So we're going to go ahead with the other palette and do our lid shade. And this is the Tartelette in Bloom palette. And this is what the colors look like. We have a couple of shimmery ones in here that I'm going to use. And I think so that it will show up, I want to use Funny Girl. That's this one right here. So we're going to go in with our brush that I just had, and this is an e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. And these brushes are so inexpensive. They're good. They sell them at Walmart, Target. You can get these brushes anywhere. The black ones are the Studio line. They're $3. You get the white ones. I don't have any. I gave them out to my daughter because I didn't like how they did after you wash them. They kind of start falling, the hair starts falling out. But those are $1. Good brushes to practice with, but I'm gonna be honest, you need good brushes in order to have your makeup look good. Like, cheap brushes are okay if you just want to kind of see how something goes on, but I'm just a strong believer in your brushes need to be good in order for your makeup to look good. Like, your products can be cheap. You can maybe have a cheap primer or cheap eyeshadow, but you know, you got them primers and you got them good brushes, you can pretty much do anything. Like, even people that are good at doing makeup, they use cheap makeup, but your brushes and tools should cost a little bit of money at least. You know, it'd be a good quality. So we're going to go in with our lid shade, and I put some on the brush, and I'm just basically going from my crease all the way across down to my lash line. And this is patting. The last brush we used for transition shade was blending and wiping. This one, we're just patting the color on, because when you pat on the color, that makes it show up. Like, I'm patting it in here. I'm not doing like this. That makes you use up your colors really fast and they kick up powder. So you pat here, and I like to do it on the side of the brush, not like this. Side of the brush. Tap it off the extra so you won't get fallout. And fallout is when you get extra powder down here on your face. Not a pretty situation. And you never want to go up above the crease with shimmery shades unless it's a certain look you're going for. But like I said, again, since you're just starting out and doing your basic makeup, you want to practice all those good foundations so that going forward, when you really get better at this, then you know you'll know what you're doing when you take the glitter up above the crease. Like, you don't want to do that if you don't really know why you're doing it. And it also depends on your colors too. You just gotta know what you're doing when you're doing stuff that normally is not done. So I have my dark and my light. And then I'm going to go back in with my fluffy brush and I'm going to blend kind of right where the two colors meet, but I'm not going to take this brush down on my lid at all. I'm just kind of getting it right in the crease, and I'm just softening up that part right where the two colors meet. And it makes a softer transition between this color and that color. So remember guys, this is extremely basic. This is not meant to be fashion show makeup or anything. This is just really, I want you to see the applications, not really the colors. That's why I chose nude colors. So now I am actually going to go in and do my brows. I'm not going to do anything spectacular. And I have 2 brow gels. I have others, like 3 or 4 others, but we're going to go for one of these. This one is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper. This is in clear, but it has a black top. This one is in dark brown, and it has a gold top. I'm going to go for this one because normally I do fill my brows in. If you know how to fill your brows in, go ahead and do it. But again, this is just for basics, like beginners, for as far as the makeup. So we're going to go ahead with the tinted one, and I'm just going to keep it inside of my hairline of my brows, but just go ahead and brush them into place. And this is going to allow your brows to have a little color, a little bit of shine, but most of all, it's going to make them stay so that your brows won't like comb down, or you know, they won't do all kind of weird stuff. They won't move around. So that's what brow gel does. And I put brow gel every single makeup look that I do because my brows, it's like baby hair. They just don't sit still. So we're going to stay inside of the hairline, and you're going to stroke them out. And you want all your hair to pretty much go the same way. You don't want to go against the grain that it grows. You want to go like the way that it grows, basically. And anytime you need to clean up, Q-tip. So you can kind of tell a difference, like that brow. It makes your face look so much better versus that one. This brow needs medication. You always got that one. One brow is your favorite and the other one you hate. This one, I want to put some relaxer on it. For real. God dang, I want to put some nail glue on this one. Oh, this one is so crazy. This one need to be filled in off camera, like a sneak. It's so bad. Okay, both brows are filled in. And so here at this step, if you want to add liquid liner, you don't have to use anything. I am going to go ahead in with this Kat Von D, which I need to get the bigger one because I actually love this stuff. I didn't think I would like it. This is a tattoo liner, and it's made by Kat Von D. And it just looks like a marker. And the reason why I said I didn't think I would like it is because I didn't think it actually writes on top of eyeshadow, because eyeshadow is powdery, and I didn't think it would write, like it would skip. But this one actually does write. It's really good. I'm just gonna put a thin layer on to help thicken up my lash line. I'm putting this stuff on, whether you're doing gel liner, liquid liner. There's no easy way to do this. You just have to practice. I'm gonna be honest, you just have to practice. There is no shortcuts to doing liner on your eyes. I think the easiest way to do it is with a brush, like I just showed you, in some eyeshadow, but you still have to keep a steady hand. But there's really no easy way to do this. Like, you just have to have a steady hand. Sometimes I'll hold my arm right here if I feel like, and then stabilize my elbow if I feel like it's not being real still. But once you get good at it, you'll be able to just kind of lay it on there and paint it on. And of course, if you need to clean up, use your Q-tip. My eyeliner on, oh, that makes a world of a difference. So now I'm gonna go in with my mascara. Go in with my Best Lash Extreme, and it's made by Jordana. And this is at Walgreens for like $3. Literally, it is so good to be a $3 mascara, and it's by Jordana. And they have them in different colors. This is the purple one, like a lilac-y color. Best Lash is what the one you want to get. I've never tried the other ones, and I want to. So I'm gonna put this on. And you can do your top and bottom lash, it's your preference. The most basic makeup that you can ever have. I mean, if you want to get any more basic, you don't have to even put the eyeliner on, but I feel like you should have a crease shade, and I feel like you should have a lid shade. Some people just put concealer on their lids and just go with that, but that's really no fun if you're trying to get practice in doing your makeup. I think you should at least do a crease shade and a lid color. So I got my mascara on. See, that looks like I have on like a whole lot of makeup, but I really don't. So normally I contour, bronzer, blush, and highlighter, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go with the blush. We're gonna go with this one. And I have this one labeled as blush. And I just use my metallic Sharpie to do that. Ratchet, I know. My blush, I'm going to make it to be some type of a natural, or maybe I'll do some kind of rosy pink shade. It's not going to be shimmery. It's going to be kind of matte. And I'm going to use this Stila Custom Color blush. And it's just a pretty bright pink color. So I'm going to just use that. You can kind of see the color right there. And I'm just going to put it right on the apples of the cheeks where it's the lightest and it has the most roundest part to it. So I'll just kind of stump it on first. And then I'll take and blend it. And that's it. And I don't go beyond here. That's where your contour goes. I don't go above here. Here or above. That's where your highlighter goes. And I like to go to the middle of the eye back. So I don't bring my blush all the way in here. You want to keep it close to the outside of your eye back. So there's really only a space like right up in here where you want your blush to be. Also, it depends on your face shape and what look you're going for. I say that all the time. This is just how I like to put my blush on, but again, everybody has a face. You only have so much cheek, and you don't want it to be all over your face, or else you look like a clown with those 2 big old red circles on your face, or you don't want that. So you can kind of see the look that it gives. It's really pretty. These lips. So here, this is where you can get creative. If you're, you kind of know you're used to putting on lips. A lot of people put on lips and mascara, but nothing else. So, just as a woman, since you put on lip gloss and chapstick all the time, like a lot of people know how to just put something on. So again, like I said, we're only doing one layer of everything. Lips, if you want to use a lip liner, you can. You don't have to, unless you have like a crazy color, like a bright orange or something. I'm just going to be using like something natural looking, where I don't need a lip liner. So I think I am going to go for my Too Faced Melted in Melted Violet. And this tube is actually the color of it, but I just did a little baby swatch right there. It's glossy, but it doesn't have too much color to it, but I can put it on to where it doesn't have a lot of color. So this is what it looks like. It's like a little sponge tip applicator. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this on, just kind of dab it on. You don't always need a lip liner, as long as your colors are, pretty sheer, or they just have a little bit of color and it looks good right up next to your skin tone. A lot of times I like to just add lip liner when the color that I am wearing is not pretty next to my skin tone. It just kind of clashes. But this one I like. It's not too much. It's coming off lavender, but it's really like a soft pink color. So, but yeah, guys, that is it. And I'm going to add one more thing. This step is just as important to me as primer, is a setting spray. This is going to make your makeup last. I have this one and I have the Scandinavia one. And actually this one is Urban Decay by Scandinavia, and that's these people. So they're pretty much the same thing, but this is just made by Urban Decay. This is actual Scandinavia. So on my lighter natural days, I like to use my Urban Decay. And this is the All Nighter. You can see it right there. They have a chill and they have a oil control, or de-slick, I think is what it's called. It kind of helps with oil control. So I'm going to put this one on, and that will conclude our basic makeup application. Of course, you let that dry. I don't like my face to feel wet, so I whip out my church fan and I just fan my face until it's dry. That is it for our natural basic makeup application for beginners. And this looks pretty. Like, I'm not downplaying it, the natural look by any means. I like my makeup to show a lot more than this, but this is actually pretty. I want to try to like wear this look a few times, but I don't mind sitting here just slapping on 20 tons of makeup. I don't mind it. I just like it. So those of you that I don't like a lot of steps, this is a good one for you to do. So, but yeah, guys, this is it. Pictures of this look, and I will put them at the end of the video. Thank you so much, guys. Please subscribe, please comment, please thumbs up this video if you like this. If this is something that you want me to do more of, kind of pick certain looks, to do for makeup, or to concentrate on one particular area of the face. But if you have any ideas, please put those down below in the comment section. Don't be afraid to comment or ask any type of question. If I don't know it, I will find someone that does. But thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.